They're Aurora-ing.
They were Aurora-ing.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, because, you know, like you just mentioned with the ZX Aura, and I hate to say it because he's my boy, but Demon Kite as well, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's just been, he hasn't been doing what we're used to seeing him do in the jungle, and, you know, maybe that's just a combination of a whole lot of things, but they're definitely going to have to do more than just rely on Edward to carry them through this game, and specifically because, yeah, it is still, it's that best-of-1 format.
I like that most talents now, we just adopt players to become our little brothers, because everyone has their own boy now, right?
Yeah.
Virgo, I think, has just a bit too much, but...
No, I don't have a lot of boys. I have a lot of goats.
Yeah.
Who's yours?
I'm not supposed to say this, but we're...
Izanami and Stormy.
I'm not supposed to say this, but we're going to hold an intervention, but I'm not going to tell you when, but it will happen. Because
Intervention.
you have too many goats.
Yeah.
If there's too many greatest of all times.
No, they're not greatest.
See,
What
I said
time?
this yesterday,
They're
and you
just
told
goats.
me. They're just goats.
They're not
the
greatest of all time.
emojis. Like,
They're-
just think of the emoji.
They're not goat.
Because I said the same thing.
It's kind of like saying all money is the same money. It's not. There's currency differences.
Yeah, there's rupiah, and then there's every other better
Ringgit.
currency.
Rupee, he has dollars, Australian dollars, Singapore
Philippine
dollars, Filipino dollars,
Philippine pesos.
Pesos.
There's a Vietnamese dong.
Yes, sir.
What else? What else? Yen, the Japanese yen.
Yes, sir.
Yuan.
You know, they used to pay in seashells. That's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Like, way back in the day. That was the currency. It was actually seashells. Until
Imagine getting products and giving seashells.
seashells, yeah.
Yeah.
Until basically boats advanced enough to gather so many seashells that they lost their value. Yeah.
That's a fun fact.
I didn't use the real me, by the way.
Yeah.
If you have it.
Oh, that was just in your head.
That was just in my head.
How do you have that?
I don't know.
Reading.
It's kind of like I was a teacher before.
You were a teacher?
I was.
What did you teach?
He teaches special kids like me.
That's why, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's why they got you to do it.
To work with LaFell.
Yeah, me and LaFell.
Yes.
Who
and
is-
everyone on the talent pool.
Honestly, everyone. Who's normal at this point? Who's the better roamer? So far, 7 votes for Light. Guys,
Nothing against you, Bright.
show some love to Bright.
Nothing against you, Bright, but Light is XBTR, so I'm inclined to believe that he's my GOAT!
Okay, you know what? You gotta shut up.
XBTR, by the way.
There needs to
Fine.
be a piece of merch or something.
Find a different animal. Hey, 10 guys said Bright is good.
13.
13? 14? Guys, keep on voting. The more votes you give, the more blessings that you give all around Indonesia.
Sure, we'll use that. 77 to 55. 87. Oh, my goodness. Wait, it's getting close.
6-7? Oh, no, too late.
It's past that.
Wait,
Yeah.
Bright's getting a lot of votes. Let's go, Bright!
Light's got this.
I like that everyone is doing their jobs, like voting.
Yeah, W Jobs back at home.
Good job, chat.
Good
job,
job.
Chad.
We're proud of you. You know what? If
We love you, chat.
if no one has told you this yet,
Yeah.
we're proud of you.
We
The
are
fact that
very
you're
proud of you.
here,
Yeah.
the fact that through everything you're going through in your life, you're still here to watch the World Championship,
Yeah.
having fun and talking in chat. Some of you, you know, say a lot of things, and some of you don't.
Yeah.
And we love you both equally, but just a little bit more to those that talk.
Yeah, no, not really. We don't love you
Yeah.
equally. That's
It
like
depends on
what
what you say.
parents say to the kids when they have multiple. But yeah, we have favorites.
When technically,
multiple
chat is
kids.
multiple, yeah.
yeah, when you have multiple
Chat is
kids.
multiple.
Chat is multiple.
Yeah.
So,
Or is chat singular?
You know what?
chat is singular, but
Chat
the
is so
chat.
Chat is so generic. We should call them what they are, the bangers, no?
Welcome, Bang Bangers.
Unless they're watching Go Go.
oh.
You know what? Go bangers. We love everyone equally.
What about
No,
Acecraft?
we don't. We don't.
How about esports for Acecraft someday?
Go bang craft.
Go. That sounds like an entirely new game.
yeah, it sounds inventive. But now Aurora Philippines will be the first pick here, batting out the Kalia as well as the Yuzong for Team Zone, batting out the Grok as well as Uranus.
Huh.
And very interesting here.
Because I
Oh,
saved
usage.
my
We
nation
haven't
from
seen a
falling
usage
apart.
ban for quite a while.
Yeah, I think it's just because Zone has been able to utilize the Yusin so well with Zexora that Aurora is going to respect it here. But I will say this is already a different approach to what I expected from Zone coming into this matchup against Aurora. I thought it was going to be playmaking picks taken away from Edward, not the Uranus. Because, again, if I'm Aurora's opponent, I'd be like, okay, yes, it's annoying. Yes, Edward's really good on Uranus, but he's even better on Lapu, on Yuzongs, on Arlet.
5 for 5 yesterday,
Yes,
by the way.
sir. Huh?
5 for 5 yesterday.
5 for
Lapu
5.
Lapu. I think
100%.
yesterday, yeah.
Even to
after day 2, he was 5-5.
It's still 100% win rate.
Yeah.
it won earlier.
And he
yeah.
got
It
nerfed,
won
man.
earlier.
Wow.
Yes.
He got nerfed, was it not? Dude, he's just the bravest fighter.
He's just
He's just less brave after the nerf because the cooldown is a bit
Yeah.
longer, but he is still brave. Because bravery is measured by how scared you are. If you're not scared, are you really brave?
facts.
Or you can be scared and brave at the same time.
Yep. That makes you a fighter.
Yeah. That's the point.
So you're scared and not fighter.
By the way, speaking of fighters, some people are like saying, "Hey, we got the Fury hose and Beyond hose on the same table."
Hey! I dapped my
Yeah.
boy Leif.
You know what? Nice, you should go into fighting.
Yeah.
And just give this up.
No,
No.
do it. Do it
Do it
both.
with this?
Yeah.
Do it both. We're doing both. Money, man.
Are you talking about announcing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or being a fighter?
Both.
Now, either.
Or either or, yeah.
Yeah, whichever makes you happy.
All right.
Claude makes me happy. Claude first pick here by Aurora Philippines in a
Claude
team
is-
zone.
Claude is
Gets the
great.
Jushin, which has not been led through for quite a while now.
Yeah. Okay, did you sin? Yeah. But I think the only Cloud we saw lose so far is Doom earlier.
Doom, yeah.
Jusin and Gatatkacha without the Eve band out. This really looks like a free Eve for Aurora.
Eve, and then do they just get Demon?
Lance or
Yeah,
Aya.
probably Lance.
I think picking up a Lapu here would be great too, by the way.
Lance Lapu, maybe?
Lance Lapu could be good, but that means then Yue will not get the Eve. It'll be something else later.
Yeah. I feel like the Eve really should be picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Which one has more heroes at this point? It's EXP for sure, right? Because jungler right now is just between
Yeah.
Lance Aya.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then went Frederick.
Freddy, this combo we're used to kind of seeing, you know, when the Fredrin does come through, and this is the whole discussion we had in the last match, like Fredrin and Baksha still being picked up this time. Fredrin, we'll get to see that in play, and then there you go. That's the matchup we're used to seeing too, man. I feel like this is, you know, the question we opened up on today and then even yesterday was like, are we seeing the meta kind of come to form? And I think we are, just with some variations, obviously, depending on the teams.
Yeah, I love Frederick, man. Like, one of the coolest heroes. Like fun fact, he always uses one hand for the sword, except for the ult. Only for the ult, he uses both hands. And I love his lines, right? Like one shot, one kill. Like it's
See
very
value
iconic.
in me.
Does he say one shot, one kill?
Fight.
He could.
Fight for the ultimate answer.
So he doesn't?
You've got the X-Borg lines on, but you don't have the Fredrin ones.
For me, reality is what I bend it to be.
Right, Thanos.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you catch 5 people and then your praises ref hit them, is that not one shot, one kill with about 40 million thousand damage?
It's actually one shot, 5 kills if you get
Yeah.
5 men, but...
Well, Light used to be a choir member. Wow.
Wow, Light!
Wow.
I
Why
did
he
too.
stopped?
I used to also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, show off. Tell us a bit more.
No, this is about light, not me.
No, but what is a choir?
Oh, choir, he used to sing. He used to be in a singing group.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's like, he's probably part of like a men's choir or something, you know, for school. I wonder if, I'm sure he was like a baritone or something.
Oh, that's very interesting. So everyone has their own roles, responsibilities.
It's either you're like a baritone or you're a bass. There's also sopranos and tenors.
What are you?
I was a baritone.
Baritone.
Yeah.
Dude, I have no idea.
That's all singing stuff.
Yeah.
I was a kid.
I was a
can't-
kid too.
I can't wash the dishes, man.
Hey,
That's good. That's a good one.
you should ask Light when you see him later what he was in the choir.
Yeah, just ask like, what are you?
in the choir.
He's in the choir.
And then he just stands there and just think about it for a while.
And then he just goes,
I'm Light.
I'm Light.
Yeah, there you go. So Aurora betting on the Lancelot as well as the Hayabusa. Joy is still open, and Zone make sure to get that Lapu, but then Esmeralda is still open. What else?
Yeah, I think the Esmeralda is a pretty solid choice.
I'm
against
even
Lapu,
thinking of
but-
something like an Arlet.
Yeah, I think the Arlet is the best choice right now. Just because if you go for the Esmeralda, it's already kind of countered by the carry. If you go for the Arlet, you really can destroy that front to back that Zone want to go for. But also, in a way, I just don't really like the carry pick here. It's okay against the Claude, but up against the Eve,
Yeah.
you get zoned so hard. Just with the RWM, I don't really think you're going to be able to look for the fights. Arlet coming up, as we called, with the Khalid as well. So, hey, if we're expecting the Eve to bully the Juice in now, double it and give it to Aurora.
And this is also a more of a signature pick, I would say, for Light too. You know, the Khalid, especially if he gets a lead, then he is quite aggressive. Now, this whole lineup from RORA is such a control lineup. You know, you're going to have complete control over objectives for the most part, unless something goes terribly wrong. And also at the same time, you give plenty of time for you know, your Klon to build up here for Dome and Kite, and that's exactly what needs to happen here to have that success in hitting that power spike under that 10-minute mark and being able to turn the tides. This is interesting though. They'll actually go and pick up Bill Leomord. Now, Leomord, he's at what, 33% win rate in 3 games after day 2.
And here's the thing, looking at draft coming in from Aurora Philippines, even if they're not Aurora Philippines, if they're any team at all, that's kind of a lineup I don't want to fight against. Fredrin, Eve, Arlet, just those 3 makes it so that if you go in, you don't go out. The only way you go out is if you die. And many people I ask, they do not want that.
And I think the lineup rating and the counter index agrees with you, LaFell. It's going to be very, very tough. So we'll see if Team Zone's all-out kind of playstyle can beat RORA's systematic composition.
Team Zone, they're known as a team to understand their opponents and play around it. But Aurora, they got a draft where they can fight all day. Now we got to see if Team Zone, they can deal with that.
Let's see. Welcome to the Line of Dawn, folks, for match number 3 of Swiss Stage M7, day number 3.
Welcome to Mobile
And it's going to be Impure Rage for Fredrin, for Demon Kite here.
Yeah, I you know, part of this as well, when you look at early rotation potential, I would say, you know, for the most part, you're going to expect Demon Kite to, if he can get an advantage in the jungle, start to be aggressive towards the lineup from Team Zone. That's what you're allowed to do with Light on this Khalid. Usually quite aggressive, right? Does have a Revitalize still. Okay, there you go.
But that's a huge loss because Bright got a minion. Kenny does not get that minion. Kenny's going to get level 2 slower. Bright gets level 2 first. And that kind of, you know, makes the whole interaction of the roam boots kind of awkward.
Yeah, for Zone, they're so good. We've seen them again against Boostgate yesterday as well. But when they get derailed, it gets really, really tough for them. They play it safe, but again, RORA know how to punish every little mistake, and that's what we're seeing from Zone. Walking up with a Gata Kacha and a Juicin against a Khalid and Yves is a mistake. Edward also making a slight mistake there, going under turret, taking a beating from the turret.
Yeah, probably guessing like going up against a Lapu Lapu, you don't have to be that scared of going too aggressive. You can't fight back until level 4.
Yeah, not only that, but again, is Edward, how many times have we actually seen the XP R-Lot so far?
Not a lot.
I feel like he's just kind of...
R-Little.
Yeah, R-Little. I like that. That was good. You know? But I feel like, in essence, he's still... The utility that an R-Lot brings is still obviously really good. In usually around the objectives, or even just to go ahead and start up fights, it takes away some of that pressure from Light, and usually that's where those... Whoa, okay. Phantom Seed thrown on out right as the turtle comes up.
Well, they better get the turtle now.
What? That's true. But okay, mid lane as well, Kenny.
Oh my god. Okay. Hold on. Whoa, Kenny, okay. This is just an opening.
Yeah. This should be all Aurora, no?
Yeah, there's no way without the Phantom Seed that they go for this. Xora really should just back away.
Yeah. They're still planning around here, but yeah, they're just going to be zoned out now. That's objective. Going to Demon Kite. Just very awkward usage of timing and on the ultimates.
Actually, I think what they're thinking of is that we should not fight. So instead of going for a turtle, we go for something else.
Wait a second. That's all right. Bankai walking up. Raven's Fighter coming down. Demon Kai going to be taken very low, but he's still able to pop it. The range was right in time. Xora with the Phantom Steed takes it away. Killing spree, saving him. Goes back into the healing, but Yu is right there to get it with Light. And no way. Kenny in the mid lane gets caught by the Vengeance.
There you go. So that is a secure there for Aurora Gaming Philippines. They knew that if we want to force a fight there, that's going to be fine, and then just make it work. So with that, they get themselves a little bit of a lead to build up into, and you know, that's tough for Team Zone. Taking a look here, once again, Realme 15 Pro 5G, the M7 official gaming phone. And this kind of a lead this early on, this is where Aurora Gaming Philippines shines. So we've seen this and talked about it many times. The early game usually is what they're able to control, and they don't let up when they have it.
Okay. Just a bit of poke.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Aurora Gaming definitely has the better draft in terms of execution, countering certain heroes. It makes it so that, I don't know what Team Zone is supposed to target on here. Bankai even forced to use his flicker. Like, what avenues should Team Zone really look for so that they have a fighting chance. Because I feel like if they fight now, they don't have a chance.
Yeah, that's really tough, man. Again, I'm not even sure if Bankai needed to use that flicker there. And the avenues that they can go for is just having a better time. Wow, okay. Again, I still have to say it's a whole lot here. Oh.
Raging Sandstorm lands as well. Kenny locked down completely by Demon Kite. Phantom Steed now over on Light, but he gets shoved back while he was really trying to go for the heals. Demon Kite trying to provide a bit more peel there. Sixora turning things around, jumping on. Now the AOG as well. Able to get the squash down for another kill to Team Zone.
Oh, here comes Edward.
Yeah, Edward is there, gets onto Zixora.
Good stun on Bright. He's still able to sustain for a bit longer. Final Slash coming down as well now. That's a Lantern Flare. Can they go for the pickup on Edward? A Vengeance coming down now as Zixora does a little bit more damage. Good stun. Edward gets out with the last Vengeance.
I gotta say, Zixora actually is looking pretty good on his Neomorn, considering that during the wildcard, it said it's been over a year he hasn't been using it. Looks like he's been spamming for a while.
Oh, okay, they're gonna get locked down.
Final Slash, Phantom Steed coming down, doesn't really matter. Edward again on a playmaker, on a carry. It's there, Raging Sandstorm from Lights! And it's a triple for Edward. He finally gets caught by Bright, but it's worth it. A shutdown going to the pockets of Aromer.
My God, Edward. That's why we were talking about him after yesterday's performance, and then even now here in this game against Team Zone. 6-1 and 2 on the R-Lock.
I mean, like, there's no way to stop him, right? That's the biggest problem. Kenny's not having a good time. Bright is having an okay time, but again, like, as a setup, it doesn't matter if you have a good time or not. It really is on your damage dealers, and even Zixora is struggling to get farm, and then eventually K will struggle as well.
What do you do here, you know, with in that matchup? Oh no, top lane.
He's trying to clear K, AOG, but it's too late, and Domenkite just shreds him down with a Blazing Duet as the two tanky boys tank up the turrets. Zixora almost missed out on the Ducati. Now walks up, did he find the angle? Flicker in from Kenny! Oh man!
That's the desperation. Like, you know that they have to get something, and I really feel like Zixora is the one telling the team, we need to get something. You guys can give me some kills. Looking at items, he does have that Hunter Strike, so it makes it much easier to get the opponents low. But again, the finishing power is there, but you're not stopping anyone. And I feel like that's what Zixora is looking for. Kenny and Bright is having a difficult time here just to make sure that RORA Gaming sticks in place, especially this Arlen.
That's why I said, man, it's just these weird timings from some of the ultimates and battle spells even from Team Zone. You can see even with that lead that Edward got, you know, he's basically just got that Fury Hammer, then he went Oracles, he's got the Black Eyes too. So that all is enough to pretty much make him a threat, but also durable enough. Whoa, Domenkite.
This might be a solo kill. Bankai taking very low. Domenkite going on and they get the shield in time. And Kenny provides the backup necessary.
Yeah, but that's kind of scary when the quad at 7 minutes wants to 1v1 the Lapu and almost winning. Yeah. Bro, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, he just got his golden staff too, so right on target for that Trinity when he gets it. Oh no, this is trouble.
This flicker, good flicker out of the Raging Sandstorm now, but he gets stunned up there by Edward. It's still K surviving against two. Almost doing enough to take Edward down. Domenkite gets lifted up by Crimson Beacon and now gets all in. Zixora takes him out. Good pickup by Kenny.
They're rotating up here though. They're gonna join the fight. They're gonna force them off the turtle.
A stun with Final Slash lands, brings him into the RWM now as Kenny gets chain CC down. Zixora doing a little bit more damage, but won't be able to find that skill 1 down on him as Bright AOG's out of there.
You know what? Honestly, looking at how the game has been playing out, there is a chance for Team Zone here because Zixora as well as K, they are farming up. If you look at a KDA, it doesn't look like a good game, but they understand that as long as they get some kind of farm, eventually things will be fine.
Yeah. That's leaning towards the carry like we've seen, but yeah, statistically the matchup is in that favor. But DHS now picked up the pressure on this purple buff. Zixora will go ahead and grab it though. It seems like he's going to be just fine. A good turret push up top from Bankai. So with that, it's more so of Team Zone finding what they can across the map. They know they've got some distance to cover here and some grounds to cover in terms of catching up, but it's not too big of a deficit. I mean, the biggest one was Edward. As Yue takes some damage here from Bankai. He's going to have to go reset.
the fact that Zixora and K, they're not losing by a lot is quite impressive. K only losing by about 700 gold. It's still manageable because it does mean that they'll finish the Trinity at roughly the same time here.
Yep.
And eventually K will become a big problem unless Light or Edward is able to get onto him.
Okay. So with that, we're looking at the next objective at this point in under a minute with all 3 turtles going into the hands of Aurora Gaming. This is kind of what we've highlighted with their run through the Swiss stage so far. You know, they've had relatively good control in this portion of the game. They just can't let it slip out of their hands. You know, they've had this bit of a lead. They've got majority of control around the objectives. They might go set up on Bright here.
Oh, Kumar.
He knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they go all in on Bright, I really don't think it's worth it. And so they don't. They just look for a little bit more focus. Bankai rotates over mid.
Yeah, so right now for Aurora Gaming, being 2,500-ish doesn't feel like a lot. The main threat right now is definitely Dark-Ángel. So I feel like Team Zone, the moment they see that his Purify is out, he's going to be the main target. And if they're able to deal with Dark-Ángel, I feel like they're in a relatively good space. Because it does seem that Sora can deal quite a lot of burst damage on both Dark-Ángel as well as Yue. And if they have not been fighting against a lot of Leomorns, they might not be able to be prepared for that.
Look at this zone, though.
He's still farming up top. Bankai finally goes in. That's going to be the final slash lock in Zixora down, but he finds the Phantom Steed now as the Crimson Beacon goes in. That's a stun over from Bankai. Now goes in with the Raven Spider again on towards the rest. Right, with a good taunt coming down. And Praise's Wrath! Oh my damage! The AOG out of there. Demon Kite getting away, trying to look for the taunt. Yue constantly with the Void Blast. Bright ticking down, but he survives somehow as K gets it straight to the mid lane, and now it's Light with the heals back up.
Yeah, even getting a Trinity.
Yeah. And you at least get something. Yes, Lord is going to go over to Aurora Gaming, but, you know, still, you look at that fight, it could have gone either way. Zixora was just zoned out enough from even Edward sticking onto him that, you know, and they tried to juggle around that Lord fight, but it was just unfortunate that Team Zone couldn't get the positioning they were looking for, and so they just go and get a turret. This is going to be the tier 2 that falls now on that bottom side as the Lord makes its way down that mid lane.
Yeah, I feel like Bankai needs to get the Chastise Pauldron as well to deal with Dark-Ángel. And Zixora is, I feel like, just a few gold away from that endless battle and start becoming a real threat against Aurora.
Eyes on Edward. He definitely is looking for a set. K's not going to give him the opportunity. Bright still holding the mid lane as the Holy Shield in the bottom lane should be procced in. They get rid of the mid lane Lord, actually, and they keep the base turret Holy Shield alive.
Yeah, they'll keep it together. Again, even with this lead, it's with Team Zone's lineup, it's not too much to deal with. Whoa, the jumping from Bankai.
An attempt, even with the Phantom Steed. They're using a lot. Edward, again, looking for the set. You always got to put your eyes on Edward when he has Flicker up.
Yeah, I feel like, in a way, that's kind of good because they did push Yue off, making it so that Aurora Gaming cannot apply pressure onto the mid lane, and Team Zone were not punished for that one. So I feel like, considering that fighters generally do have lower cooldowns anyways, I feel like that was worth it, right? At least you protect your base.
Yep.
That's really what matters.
You protect it long enough and as many times as you can until he gets to where he needs to be on this carry. He's starting to get there. I mean, the damage, Bankai again. And the Steed.
Bankai gonna go back in with Raven Spider now. RWM locking them down, and look at that! That's gonna be him getting out. Zixora caught in the back spot. Still, whoa! What a knock up there from Kenny! K with the flicker! K!
Oh my god!
Now an AOG! And K gets a double before he ultimately goes down.
You know what? That was cool. K made the hero play, and Bright comes in, giving him enough time to actually get Dark-Ángel. And even though K died there, but the main pushers, Yue and Dark-Ángel is not there, making it so that Aurora, they're in a standstill.
Oh, and Edward has to flicker defensively.
I'd say all that was worth, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, Team Zone needed to make something happen, and they do just that. They will actually get a good push up top, too. Getting that tier 2, it looks like it's going to fall here. Good work from Zixora. Now, kind of opening up the map a little bit before this Lord comes up in 30 seconds. So again, Aurora Gaming, you know, they're going to find themselves in a very precarious situation for this Lord take. Let's take a look at the instant replay here, though, for this one. Again, a lot happened in this team fight.
Yeah, we got to look at the initial engage. Zixora was actually taken quite low, making it so that he has to back down. But look at K's positioning here. He was basically ignored for a while, got a lot of space, and then instead of going back towards his team where Light was waiting, he went forward because he knew that he had enough damage for Yue as well as Dominkai. As of now, K is doing his very best to bring back the honor, the glory, the reputation that the carry deserves.
Hey, he might be beating the odds here right now in that matchup, the Claude and the carry. Again, earlier today it was 5-1 favoring the Claude. They're going to go here for that fight around the Lord.
Final slash from Edward now. Zexora zone in the back line, gets caught with the real world inflation, and now it's going to be the shred coming down as K is still in the midst of it all, dealing a lot of damage, and now the blazing duet from Dominic comes in, but he gets stunned up and he's forced to use the Purify. Zexora runs away, gets the dash, but it's unable to save him now. It's a 2 for 2. That's Crimson Beacon backwards, Bright with the AOG, gets out of there.
Honestly, that would have been better if K stayed alive, because it does seem like they're doing a double prong attack where Zexora attacks the damage dealers, allowing K to deal with the front line. It was unfortunate that Zexora really had a very bad time, unable to do enough damage to either Yue or Dominkite, and he tried to run away, but again, it's just not enough.
Not enough. Lord's going to be secured here for Aurora Gaming off of that fight. So now Team Zone once again on the defense. We saw some of the holy defenses go down earlier on, and now they'll have to rely on this lineup to make it happen. I think they have that potential. It's just down to that positioning, especially on the defense here. We're going to take a look at the items. You can see Kay's got his Malefic Gun. He's going to be building into that Wind of Nature. I think that's going to be crucial for him to deal with this. You've got a Wind of Nature already for Dominkite as well. And then over on top, I mean, like you mentioned, this is the potential to just force a fight into the base because you have Edward on the R-Lot. One of those heroes that can just kind of take surprise on even a base defense. They got to make sure they're not all clumped up. Malefic Gun now picked up for Dominkite as well. So Immortality's in play here for a couple of the members of Aurora Gaming as they walk in with this Lord down this mid lane.
Lord charging in, able to get the base turret down in the mid lane now. Looking for the bottom lane. K sent down below. Chastised Pauldron picked up by Bankai. Should help him against Dominkite and the Wind of Nature as well for K.
Yeah, so right now for Team Zone, around 15 minutes here, I believe K already has 4 items. So it's really just about the execution, because Zexora is a threat, but he's not getting the positioning that he really wants.
Dominkite's damaged even with that. Chastised Pauldron takes him a half. They're gonna go for the turret.
Yep. Really nice real world manipulation there. Zones them away from the base turret. Now they have to save this top lane because that's the only one they have left.
Yeah. Although, what are the chances here that Team Zone can turn things around? Because I feel like Zexora just needs a good combo with the Phantom Steed, because I feel like alt, second skill, first skill, that would do enough damage to both Yue as well as Dominkite. Even if they don't die, it makes it so that they're scared, you know? And at that point, K can clean up.
Yeah, it's a lot of this okay, actually, using that, but I don't think they're going to force a fight. It's a little bit... Oh, whoa, Edward.
Yes, Reaper's Spider is going to be sunlocked completely there. Bankai still able to flick around. The Revitalize saves him. K almost taking Dominkite down there. Luckily for Doming, he had a BMI.
I mean, I was going to say, I don't think they're going to force a fight, but anyway, they go for it.
That's why they do it.
They do it, yeah. There was a lot of battle spells used up there, but still they have plenty of time to go ahead and reset by the time that Lord comes up. Unless Team Zone somehow, some way finds a potential pick-off to get the numbers advantage against Aurora Gaming Philippines, it's going to come down to the execution. And like you were mentioning, you know, what's the possibility, what's the potential for Team Zone to turn things around? Well, it could be off of plays like that, if they can actually make it work. But also, more than ever, here comes a Conceal.
Oh, two-man taunt. Good disengage. Zexora now looking for the Phantom Steed. Gets caught. Oh my goodness. Zexora is going to be gunned down completely by Dominkite. Re-engage impossible because the real world manipulation stops them in their tracks. They got the jungler down right as the Lord spawns.
I'm going to apologize for saying the truth, but Edward is too annoying, man.
Yep.
Like, Zexora had actually a pretty good angle to go in, and then Edward's like, nope, nope. Like, that's my friend. What do you want to do with my friend? Nothing. That's what you're going to do.
That's why I said, you know, Edward is just one of those players. There's a reason why he has so many titles, and then Mr. Consistent especially. He's one of the players, like I said, you don't bring up the R-Lot that much. There's not many teams that will go for it and make it work to this amount of success within this game. And even towards the late game where, you think if it's mostly going to be the final slashes, well, sometimes alone it's just, stopping people in their tracks and being a threat or annoyance in itself. Like, you usually think that about the Uranus.
Yeah.
Well, you can ban it out. I'll still do the same thing, even with an R-Lock.
At this point, I'm pretty sure Team Zone is like, man, I wish he was just using a Uranus, right? Because the thing that Edward does is that he makes you look bad.
Yeah.
And it's not the truth. Zexora actually is doing quite a good job. He's doing what he is supposed to do. It's just that Edward doesn't allow him to do that. Edward makes it look like a mistake all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, Lord's made its way up to the base now. We'll see if Team Zone can hold on. That last base turret's going to go down here, up on that top side. How do they defend?
Oh,
no.
my goodness! Xora gets out just barely. Bunkai now with the Brave Spider. Oh! Final slash! The Raging Sandstorm lands on K! He's still able to flicker out now. There's a lot of damage over. The Precious Wrath doesn't land. K is still able to go and tread through the front line. Light's gonna lose the immortalities. Bunkai's able to go back. UA with the flicker in. Getting the Void Blast in. The minions, can they clear it up? That's a big one with the Lord. And the answer will be they cannot. Aurora Gaming Philippines move on to 2-1.
And unfortunately right now for Team Zone, moving on to 1 and 2, and we already have 3 teams there. One of them being CG, the other being Team Falcon. So we already have 3 teams in the 1 and 2 bracket. Wait, no, not Falcon. Sorry,
Not Falcons.
BSE. Thank you very much. Fun game, by the way. So Aurora Philippines again showing an amazing draft, but more importantly, an amazing performance on that Arlet. Again, I feel like we saw that with the Eve as well as the Fredrin. Makes it so that if you have no ways to activate yourself, your team can really do that for you. But it looks like Edward is the one activating his team.
It's so difficult when Edward's on a playmaker. Again, something we spotted out very early in the draft. We wanted him to be on Uranus. We wanted him to be on the less aggressive, less mobile, less big impactful ultimate heroes, but he got the most, I think, impactful hero.
That's what's funny though. It's like, even if you go and target ban Edward, he's still gonna have one of those heroes that's capable of doing something like this. And it's really hard because then you have to make the decision: do we let some of these other heroes go through the draft? And you can't just completely ban out Edward.
I feel like my perspective as a roamer, saying Uranus is boring, it's kind of like when you can play Cho, you can play Tigreal really well, and then you use a Hylos.
Yeah.
At least there's a good side to Zone now dropping to 1-2, is that they're known to be downloaders. So they'll get to play best of 3s instead of just being on best of 1s now.
Yeah, and the more games that Team Zone gets, the stronger they got, because again, they even had to spend $10,000 to go to Malaysia to get a little bit more experience. So, in a way, they're getting their money's worth.
Yeah.
They're getting to play a lot of games.
I think it showed too in their improvement over the course of that. We've seen these players, from Team Zone, but it was just unfortunate because they were doing some things right. Like, there was some team fights where they had some pretty good angles, but yeah, like you said, Edward was a big component to that. But also, early on, I feel like if they could have just refined their early game a little bit more, because they were making some weird timings on some of the ultimates, then maybe they would have had a better time moving forward.
Yeah, honestly, congratulations to Aurora Philippines. Now we're going over to stage with Eterna.